Yo, we have a major problem if you play League of Legends, okay? And we need to talk today, okay? If you were watching that League of Legends show match last night with the League of Legends Classic show match, there were a lot of things that were not good, and we need to have them changed. Now, where do you go when you want to say things that you want to change about League of Legends? You go to the r/League of Legends subreddit, which is currently being run by insane people, okay? And the reason I say that is because if I were a Riot developer after last night, the first thing I would do is log on to the fucking subreddit and look at what people are saying. And I would say, hey, am I paid to do that? Am I paid to work on the game and see what people have to say? Cool. You know who isn't paid to be banning the feedback and making it harder for me to do my job? A Reddit moderator. Who the asked you guys to make these rules or do any of this shit? Nobody. Riot didn't ask you to do that. You guys are doing this on your own. And it does conveniently, exist on like one of the biggest platforms ever. There's not like another League of Legends subreddit that I know about. Maybe I should go look for it. But this subreddit is a major subreddit for the game. And a major subreddit where feedback is posted about the game. And here's my gripe, okay, because you're probably wondering what happened to me, okay? I spent hours writing a long post, a long mega thread of every single thing that I think they should change about this. And what happened? It got removed within seconds because there's another thread where all these things are put in like 50 different places by 50 different people. Nobody created a thread of the quality that I created, putting all these things together and in my own perspective. But because other perspectives that were similar were expressed, they're banned. And even a similar post I made after that was banned. I can't make a post on that subreddit about what I think because it will get banned. So I can't post about what I think about League Classic, and you probably can't either. Unless you read the entire subreddit and make sure that what you're saying has never been said before. And even then, they might still remove it anyway. So here's what I recommend, okay? If you are a Rioter and you care about League Classic and you want there to be feedback about the game and you don't want people to quit the game because, they feel like they can't get a out to you, reach out to the people moderating that subreddit and tell them to you have a community that is like, you know the last time I posted on that subreddit? Do you think I give a shit about League of Legends? I haven't played League of Legends since I went to Madison Square Garden in 2015 as a kid because of League of Legends. And then I stopped playing the game because I started playing other stuff. I'm finally getting back into the game because of this and sharing thoughts because of this. And I doubt I'm the only person that is looking at this and is like, dang, I wish I could say something, tries to say something, and then just gets banned for saying something. That's bad. If I was Riot Games, I would sue the League of Legends subreddit. I'd be like, you guys are making us look like you guys are making us look like we are paying you to protect us from the community members. Like, you could not be doing a worse PR run for the game. Like, you are hurting the game's PR. What people think League of Legends players are like are what those moderators are actually like. You are making all of us look bad.
Okay, I got a better microphone this time, and I was permanently banned from the subreddit. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna delve into the conversation I had with this moderator, and I'm gonna keep it $1.50, okay? I wasn't banned because of the conversation with this moderator. I think that it took them 15 minutes to catch up to the post that I made about this video, and that got me permanently banned. They warned me that they were going to temporarily ban me, but they skipped it and they went to a permanent ban. So let's go into the conversation. Let's start the drama and let's see what you guys think here. So I linked this because I'm not going to open this because I already have it set up. But basically, this is a post that they banned, and then they just linked to another thread and said, this is why we banned it, but they didn't explain the rule. So it's a repost rule. They were like, basically, this thread already says what you said. So I was like, so, okay, you have enough conversation about it, or the posts were too similar? And they were like, both. So, we linked it. And, oh, I wish that I actually saw this because I don't understand. So somebody else made a post, and I responded to their post saying, careful, There's a good chance somebody had the same thought before you and said it. Did you read the entire subreddit before making your post? If you post something like this, again, you'll be temporarily banned. Now, here's the thing, okay? I don't know what rule they're going to use to ban me for making this post because it really is good advice. I'm like, listen, man, you are my buddy. There's a good chance somebody said what you thought already, and you might end up like me. So I really am warning him. But I guess they don't want me to give their victims like a heads up. I don't know. Obviously, it's sarcastic, and that's why they didn't like it. But you know, I guess you really can't disrespect the moderators at all. Okay, so they skipped the temporary stage. Anyway, so this is where the conversation really begins. Is there any place where a conversation about that can be had? I feel like you would rather not leave a community member feeling like they're being treated unfairly, which I do, but I would at least like to have a conversation about it. Is this the place? So he's ready. He's like, this would be the place. No guarantees it's going to be the outcome you want, but this is the place. I'm like, all right, he's ready. He is going to pretend to be open-minded here. So my first question, are you saying that if somebody voices an opinion that I have before I do, that my post or opinion would be removed? How do I share my thoughts and feelings, which I feel to be uniquely my own on the subreddit, without having to look through the last 24 hours of posts to ensure no one said something similar? And secondly, do you not feel like it has a chilling effect on the community? A community already full of marginalized voices in the real world that oftentimes find trouble finding their voice and sharing their thoughts and opinions with the world. To ban a person's opinion simply because a similar one was expressed elsewhere, that's all. Now I'm gonna keep it more than $1.50. I'm gonna keep it 200 with y'all. I'm a white guy, okay? I am not one of these marginalized voices, okay? And while I might sound entitled here, I think everybody should feel entitled to freedom of speech. And yeah, this guy doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know anything about me. I could be anybody. I could be anybody. I could be like I could be on a bridge getting banned. So he doesn't know who I am. And yeah. So I think this is a really important point. This is my main point. Okay. But let's keep going. Start with hot or top. Those have the most upvoted posts. If a post has over 300 upvotes, it can't be reposted for a month. We feel this a place for everyone's thoughts that follow the rule, but not everyone needs their own posts. And this is fair. Okay, cool. We don't feel that. We feel that it makes the subreddit better, hence why we often have mega threads, repost rules, and other rules to make sure things aren't flooded. Okay, I like that. This is an answer, okay. But then I have these questions. So I'm like, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Just want to make that clear that I'm not just here to argue. I do appreciate it. I still am confused though. What is the cost benefit analysis here? The cost is a chilling effect. Many players of the game will interpret these rules to mean that only well-known members with a high magnetism to karma are allowed to make posts, but the little guys can't. They might stop posting altogether, feeling disrespected or censored. The benefit, a lack of flooding. The internet allows infinite space. It's not like the r/League of Legends warehouse is running out of room. As you said, you can always sort the posts by hot or top, and the feed will sort by posts which have garnered the most attention, therefore having the richest dialogue within. I struggle to understand why you would invest such a great risky cost for the benefit of keeping the new page clean. Why is that so important to the moderation team when many of the posts won't make it to the same height as the popular posts anyway? And they say here, the last part isn't true. We definitely have had several posts, especially during events like the Hex Tech chest argument. Its merger ruination reached the top while covering the same topic, hence our repost rule. You'll notice very few times that the people reaching the top of the front page, when not related to esports, are the same people. You don't have to be some big creator to get to the front. If people feel disrespected or censored because they didn't post first, I don't know what to tell them. It's not that deep. And you know what? I will agree with you here, okay? It's like, yes, I get the repost rule. If like a ton of posts at the top of it have the same thing, I get that. I do get that. Okay, I understand that, and I think that is a valid rule. Okay, I get it. I get it. Still, I mean, I get the principle, but like, I'm just saying, all right? I gave my opinion. Other people gave their opinion. I'm sure the 7 Hex Tech posts that were up there all were varied and have different opinions, so starting to clear them out to consolidate them. I feel like it would be one thing if you could actually consolidate threads, but you're not. You're just deleting threads. So you're deleting conversation. If you delete 6 out of the 7 threads about the Hex Tech chest or whatever was going on, then 6 out of 7 of the conversation, 6, 7 was deleted. You just got rid of the majority of you just decimated the conversation. So that's not good. Okay, I get it. I'm not saying I don't get it, but you know, let's keep going. So, all that I'm saying is that League of Legends is a home for a lot of marginalized people, and freedom of speech is a very intimate and personal thing to have control over. I would really appreciate a more careful spirit behind the execution of your rules. I know you want a clean and orderly subreddit, but at the same time, it can easily be mistaken for squashing conversation. Each thread is moderated by the same team, but has a unique original poster, which leads to unique conversation. Each thread will have new commenters, perspectives, and opinions. I would just exercise a lot of caution because it really is not an oh well. It really is an important thing to a lot of people, and also for you because you spend your free time moderating a game we both have known and loved for a long time, and it does feel quite bad to spend all morning compiling my thoughts into the longest thread I've seen so far that anyone has made, and having it removed for no other reason than what is essentially a formatting preference. The feeling of having your opinion taken away is a physically bad feeling, and it really reinforces a chilling effect, a reversal of contribution, and a motivation to stay out of the community. I would be highly surprised if I were the only person to ever feel this way. Regardless, I appreciate your input, and a response isn't necessary unless you want to add one, but I understand where you're coming from and just hope that you take my thoughts into consideration. No need for an argument. I appreciate your time. And then I was permanently banned. So, you know, I get it. I get it. You know, I'm not saying I wasn't asking for it, okay? I went post after post, page after page saying, you are not going to silence me here, guys. We have got to have some speech, okay? But he says, you're still breaking the rules, and I'm tired of having to spend time on this. Now, in my opinion, okay, I'm saying a lot here, and I don't like this response. I think that this response is too dismissive, and, you know, maybe I'm acting entitled. Maybe this is all just me. I really do think I have a point here, and I really don't think they dealt with this the right way. I think the reason they banned me is because I'm starting to make sense, and you know, it would be one thing to get temporarily banned for saying that, but they're like, hey, listen, this guy has got to get out of here. This guy is making the claim that we aren't moderating the subreddit correctly. Get rid of this guy. Just totally get rid of this guy. And just for the record, right? I haven't even like started saying what I think they should do to the game. No base gates. No Baron empowered minions, none of that. Okay, I think we should have a discussion about that. But what's even more important is that we can't have a discussion about it because the subreddit is kind of being controlled by people that don't really care about the game and care way more about controlling what you say. So that's bad. And it wasn't just me, by the way. Let's go through this. Let's go through this since, like, I don't want people to think that this is just me. Okay, let's zoom out. I want to show you guys like what the new page looks like on here because really it's like almost every single post getting banned. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm having a trouble here. I should have showed up with like receipts. Receipts. Make sure you read the rules. Okay. Make sure you read the rules. There's just a lot of rules on this subreddit that should not exist. Okay. Not being able to talk to Riot, like they like let me put this back over here. Let's go through these rules, okay? Let's go through these rules. All submissions about this subreddit's moderation are not allowed at all. Got it. Okay, I wonder why. Don't directly address individuals or entities. This is where I want to go, okay? So, like, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm sorry that this YouTube video sucks, okay? I'm just a person that plays League, is stuck in some rank, and I'm trying my best here, okay? This subreddit is here for users to communicate with each other and not to just pass a message on. According to who? According to you? I do want to pass a message on to the people that made the game. Who are you? You guys are just... Did Ghislaine Maxwell give you the right to do that because she owns Reddit or something? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't use the League of Legends subreddit for that. We're the community. What if we want to? Wait, we want to talk to them. We are literally here to say what we think about League of Legends. Who do you think is reading it? Anyway, to continue. For example, it is allowed to talk about Riot, as in here is why Riot should delete Zoe, but not allowed to talk directly to like this. Riot, please delete Zoe. Okay. Have you ever watched those like police body cam videos where they're like, "Hey, let me see your ID," and they're like, "I didn't do anything," like, "But you're suspicious. You look like you're committing a crime." So, and it's like, "Hey, isn't it kind of weird how the laws are so vague that they can kind of just apply them however they want?" I mean, like, if they don't like how a post sounds, they can just get you because you mentioned Riot and they're like, yeah, well, it kind of sounded like you were talking to them and you need to address this to everybody. Okay, like what? Why are there so many rules about how we are allowed to talk? That's not good. Do you know who's doing that today in our country? The government. And what you're allowed to say and can't say. That's not good. We need to only hamper speech when it comes to hate speech, when it comes to bigotry, when it comes to these things. When it comes to, oh, you shouldn't say to the people who make the game, you're not allowed to criticize them. Like what are you saying? You can't criticize the people who made the game. You can't go online with your own free time onto the League of Legends subreddit and say, "Hey, I don't like how you guys did this." Like, how does that make any sense? Like, we live in America. The whole point of America is you can look at the people in power and say, "Hey, I don't like you guys, and I have a right to say I don't like you. I'm not going to make it personal, but I don't like what you guys did here." But on the League of Legends subreddit, if you say to Riot, well, you can't say it to them. You can just say, "I wish Riot would do that." Like, what are you guys doing to these people? Like, this is like gaslighting and emotional abuse on like another, like, why let people speak their mind. You shouldn't be like, you better say it in the way we want you to say it. Like, man, who are you? You are actively getting in the middle of the creative process of the game between me and Freak. Okay, me and Freak. I want to talk to Freak. I want Freak to know what I think. I don't want him to listen to everything I have to say. I'm an idiot. I was like 10 years old when he was like an adult playing League of Legends in season 1. I'm an idiot, but I still have opinions and I still want him to hear the opinions. And places have a space, places have rules. That's fine. But the rules are actively squashing conversation. The rules are actively against freedom of speech. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I don't think I should have gotten banned because I was extremely respectful about it. I was extremely pertinent about it. I was in the middle of talking to a moderator about it. And to just get blown off like, hey, I don't really think what you're saying matters at all. It's a waste of my time. Buddy, you're volunteering your free time for no wage to do what you're doing right now. I agree it's a waste of time, but you're the one signing up to do it. So what do you want me to say to you? Like, uh, if I'm talking to you about freedom of speech, how important it is, how important the game is, and you just shrug that off and you're like the head moderator, man, if I'm just saying, okay, I hope and pray that somebody from Riot Games is watching this video, shaking their head going, "Oh my God, we need to do something about, can we get legal on this? Can we say, hey, the Riot Games legal team needs to do something to the Reddit League of Legends moderation team. We need to blow this up or take it over because they are actively taking every dollar we spend in marketing and just turning it around." I mean, you could, if I was like Activision Blizzard, I would pay each of these moderators thousands of dollars to act this way just to bring people away from the game and into a different game. Because that's what it does. Like, it's almost like corporate espionage level of bad PR to act this way as people who are supposed to be like, trusted members of the community of the game. Like, imagine if any other game was like this, where you can't go into the hottest community in the game and share your opinion without the moderators finding some reason to ban you. Like, it, that game's community would die. It would suffocate. It would just not be able to flourish and live. I just really hope that League Classic turns out the way I wanted to, and I'm really disappointed that I couldn't go to the place where I'm supposed to be able to express my feedback and have it be heard. Like, that sucks. And I bet a ton of people out there are trying to express their feedback, and some moderator is like, whoa, like, that sucks. That sucks. And I want to live in a world where I can go online and type what I want to type, like and share this video, because I don't want to be famous. I just want Freak to get this video. I want Freak to get his hands on this video and be like, wow, wow, look at what they did to my boy. Look at what they did to my boy. He wanted me to hear his thoughts, and they banned him. I've had a thing against that moderation team, says Freak. I'm going to get him today. This is the last straw.